Welcome back to part 2 of episode 10 of 25 for 2025, a series where I attempt to complete my goal of reading these 25 books in 2025. In part 1, we picked the book No Exit by Taylor Adams, and in part 2, we will be wrapping the book up. So I ended up rating this book 5 stars. This is truly probably one of the best thriller books I've read ever. I really don't read too much in this genre, so like that kind of plays a factor into that statement, but I read this all in one sitting. I read it in like 5 hours. I started at 8:30 on Saturday and I finished at like 1:30. There were many components of this book that I loved. First of all, I love the pacing of this story because when you read the back, you find out kind of what it's about. It's very unsettling because if you're stuck in a small space in a winter snowstorm with someone who has abducted a child and they're in that place with you, you have to figure out who it is. It did not take our main character Darby to figure out who it was and who was the owner of the van with the child in the back. So I was very confused in the beginning. I was like, wait, we already figured out who did this. Like, how can this get any better or like interesting? It did. The amount of plot twists this story has as well, I don't think they're like out of left field in any way. They all make sense. It's not just like Taylor Adams just pulls out random plot twists to make the story interesting. Like, no, this stuff is like calculated and planned out and very methodical, which I love that so much about the story. This book just made me feel so unsettled, and I think is also part of the music that I listen to. And if you want a playlist for this book specifically, because a lot of like thrillers, sometimes it's hard to find playlists, I link it in my Goodreads review for the book when I finish it. And it was more of like an eerie kind of like, I don't even know, like techno sound. I don't know how to describe it, but it's very unsettling. It like added to the mood, especially with the winter scene. I really wish we pulled this more in December time when it was snowing out, but this is like the perfect time of year for this type of book because it takes place around Christmas. The plot is very interesting, and one thing I do love about this too is that every detail matters, and that as a reader you want to like take count for what is said and done and items to be accounted for because they all play a part in the story, and I love that so much. All the characters amazing, like truly the depth that these characters had in this story I love so much, good or bad. They all made me like want to believe them or trust them or like them, and then they did something I was like, okay, no, I actually don't like you, you're very annoying or you're just insane. But she does it in a way that's like simply told, and we get backstories from them because this is also multiple point of views, but it flows very smoothly because the point of views gives us good detail and background for each character and why they are the way they are or their motives or what they plan to do, and I just love that aspect so much of the story. The ending was definitely a little graphic, not graphic, but it built up as the story went on. There was like some comedic relief, I would say, in the beginning. It was very lighthearted and fun, and then as the night went on in the book, because this takes place in like 13 hours, so we're in this rest stop for that small chunk of time with these characters. Also, if you don't know, I live in Idaho, and the town that's near where I'm from, Rathdrum, was mentioned in this book, and then they also mentioned Spokane, which is like really close to me too. So I thought that was very fun. When I say Rathdrum, Idaho, I feel like no one would know what that is, but anyways, overall I really enjoyed this book. I would highly recommend it for a thriller. I love this one so much. It's definitely gonna sit with me. If you'd like to see me read this book and see my live thoughts and opinions and reactions while reading it, I did film a reading vlog for this one. It's gonna be part of my Who Did It Better series where I would read the book first and then I watch the show and kind of compare the two. It'll be on my YouTube channel in the next week or so. So that is all I have to say about No Exit by Taylor Adams. Come back to episode 11 where I'll be picking our next book.